This episode is brought to you by HASA. Liquid is clearly better. Liquid chlorine is the highest purity, works immediately, has no added cyanuric acid or calcium, and it will leave your pool safe, clean, and clear. And by the Bottom Feeder professional grade battery powered vacuum system. It sucks to clean pools, so cleaning pools sucks less. Get $100 off with code DVB100.
This episode is brought to you by Skimmer, the #1 pool service software in North America. With Skimmer, you can streamline your schedule, grow your revenue, and keep your customers coming back with 5-star service. Whether you're a one-person operation or an established team, Skimmer is your partner in success. Visit getskimmer.com/poolguy to try Skimmer for free for 30 days.
The Pool Guy Podcast Show. The Pool Guy Podcast Show. The Pool Guy Podcast Show.
Hi, welcome to the Pool Guy Podcast Show. In this episode, I'm going to go over some really well-engineered products in the pool industry. I'm going to unpack some of these for you here. There's a ton of them, so I'm going to cover some of the ones that come to mind. When I was brainstorming, these popped in my head right away. And if you're in the industry, I think you'll agree that these are some of the best engineered products to date. Are you a pool service pro looking to take your business to the next level? Join the Pool Guy Coaching Program. Get expert advice, business tips, exclusive content, and get direct support from me. I'm a 35-year veteran in the industry. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, I've got the tools to help you succeed. Learn more at swimmingpoollearning.com. As far as DE filters go, I think there are two that stand out. Unfortunately, one of them has been discontinued by Pentair, and that's the 4000 series filter. Granted, the top tank could be a little heavy, and it's one of those things where the bottom backwash valve wasn't perfect, but the configuration of this DE filter, in my opinion, was really well engineered because of the fact that the top manifold was on the bottom and the bottom manifold was on the top. So it was kind of flipped over. And so taking this filter apart to clean it is very simple. You just take the lid off, take the small manifold off the top, and then you just take each grid out individually, and then you can easily snap them back in the circular pattern. Now, the only issue I've ever had with this filter is that the rotor valve on the bottom can get pretty stiff, and this will cause you to find unique ways to close it and open it. The way that I would do it is with knee pads on. I would get on my knees, use my foot, and push backwards on it like I'm it exerts more leverage that way, if that makes sense. But it's a great design, and I really like the fact that it's so easy to clean this filter. The other one, and you may disagree with me, pool pros kind of are on the fence sometimes about this filter, but I do like the Quad D filter because it's very easy to clean, like a cartridge filter. A lot of them are installed without backwash valves, because they need a special, not a special one, but a specific one made for the Quad D filter. I really never found a need to backwash them anyway, since they're so easy to clean. You just take the lid off, and you take each of the Quad D cartridges out and hose them off just like a cartridge filter. It's definitely a great design. As far as the size of them, you can also get a larger D filter because of the shape of the cartridges that are in there. So you can easily get a 100 square foot or 80 square foot Quad D filter, which is even better because the largest standard D filter is 60 square feet. I personally like them. I think they're well engineered. They keep the pool really clean. The only issue you're going to have sometimes is if you're using DE and you put it in there, sometimes when it's freshly clean, there's a slight blowback until all the D sticks to the cartridges. It's kind of weird, but I have seen that happen before. Also, during a green pool cleanup, they're not quite as good as the standard grid D filters, in my opinion. Other than that, I think it's a well-engineered product, and if someone wants a D filter, I don't hesitate to sell them a Quad D filter. Oh, and one last thing. The inlet and outlet are reversed, so they're just like the cartridge filter and not like a D filter. So you can't cut out a Pentair FNS Plus and then drop this directly in. You have to remember that the inlet and outlet are actually opposite a regular D filter and they match what a cartridge filter inlet outlet are. I'll throw this one out there. It's more of a general good engineering, and that's any filter with a drain plug on the side of the filter or the back of the filter, any cartridge filter with the drain plug located on the side or back. Unfortunately, Pentair for the Clean and Clear Plus, FNS Plus, the Quad D filter, the only thing that is weird is that they put the drain plug right underneath the inlet and outlet, making it really hard to get to. You have to have a special tool from Pentair. Multi-Torque also makes one as well. But any engineer that put the drain plug on the back of the filter or on the side of the filter is a winner in my book. Here's a product that is kind of off the radar, but it should be on your radar. It's from South Africa. And whenever I get a chance to talk about this product, I throw it out there. It's called the Pool Skim. And what it does, it creates a secondary skimmer for your pool. Now, if you have a pool that has a lot of heavy leaf debris, this is perfect for you. The only thing you have to note is that it requires a threaded return line. 1.5-inch threaded return line are pretty standard. And if you have stub piping, it's not going to work for you. And sometimes getting the jet or the eyeball off of the threaded fitting can be difficult to install this. Typically, I like to have more than one return line in the pool. So that's not a requirement, but I would like to have at least 2 or 3 return lines to the pool, or maybe some spa return lines. If you only have one pool return line, it's perfectly fine as long as you have an attached spa with some return lines there as well. So how this works is that you actually thread the fitting in to the return line, put this pool skim in the pool at the right height. There's a weir that acts as the skimmer, and then there's a debris bag on the back of it that picks up leaf debris. Now, on the surface, this looks like it's not going to work. I mean, it doesn't look like a product that will do what it's supposed to do. But with the proper installation and with the right return jet as well, you want to pick a return jet where the water is kind of circulating towards. It's going to work so effective that you'll be amazed how clean the pool looks, especially if the pool is what I consider a heavy debris pool and there's a lot of leaf debris on the surface all the time. This thing works so good. It's pretty amazing that you're going to be just shocked at how well it works in your pool. Now, there is a drawback. It is kind of unsightly sitting there in the pool. I've tried it on a couple customers that didn't like it. They had really nice pools, beautiful backyards with some trees that cause a lot of debris. Installed this and they're like, hey, what's that ugly thing in the corner of my pool? Can you remove it? So definitely you want to make sure you pick the right account. And I like to demo it before I sell it. So I'll install it. I'll tell the customer, I put something in your pool that I think will help cut down the surface debris and make your pool look great. And that's when I get some negative feedback sometimes. But most customers rather would have a clean pool and not really think about the pool skim in the corner of their pool. To me, it's a great product, very well designed, and it's going to alleviate those heavy debris pools that are out there on your route. And it's a simple product. Installation does take a little bit of brain power because South Africa, they don't have the same PVC sizing that we have here. And so you can't just go to Home Depot and add on parts to it if you need it. So you have to work with whatever comes in the kit. And usually for most pools, that's sufficient to install it. One of my favorite automatic cleaners of all time was the Pool Vernugan pool cleaner. Now, everyone should know that Hayward bought this company out and took over the cleaner. Not that Hayward really needed it because the Hayward Navigator is still the number one cleaner, I think, sold across the country, Navigator Pool Vac. But the pool cleaner, I believe, is like the number 2 cleaner now, sold across the country. And they renamed it. Well, actually, they kept the name the pool cleaner for one version of it. So they have 3 versions for different outlets. The pool cleaner version, I believe, is sold on Amazon and online retailers. Other retailers and suppliers carry the Hayward Aquanaut. And then Leslie's Pool Supplies carries the Hayward Phoenix. All these are the same underneath the hood. These are a really robust gear cleaner. I'm not sure how the person engineered it. In fact, I knew his daughter through conversations way back when the Pool Vernugan was still around. I did some videos for them, and the engineer was the same person that worked on the Hayward Navigator, the Hayward Great White, and then the Sand Shark as well, the Pentair Great White and the Pentair Sand Shark cleaner, and then he came up with this cleaner. So the gears are really robust. They last a very, very long time. They don't wear out very much at all, maybe 5 years without having to even worry about it. And the only wear part really are the tires that go on the cleaner. It does a great job with debris because it has what they call the V-Flex turbine. It's just an extremely well-designed cleaner that's going to get years of use without having to do any repairs at all. And then the beauty of it is, when you do have to rebuild it, they sell a lower body conversion kit, which is all the gears already in there. You just take the top off, put the bottom on, and you essentially have a brand new cleaner, and you can go another 5 or 7 years with this cleaner. It's incredibly well engineered, so I would say if you're looking for one of the best engineered cleaners, go with the Hayward Pool Cleaner, Aquanaut, and Phoenix. I love this cleaner, and I've used it for many, many years out there, and to me, it is the best engineered automatic cleaner on the market, suction side automatic cleaner on the market today. And the Pool Guy Podcast Show has teamed up with UPA to bring you affordable, reliable liability insurance starting at just $64 a month. Get up to $2 million in coverage, and the members of my coaching group get an even lower rate. Protect your business and your peace of mind. Sign up with UPA today by clicking the link in the podcast description. Switching gears a little bit, I'm going to touch on 2 different products in different categories here for you. I do like the multi-torque socket set. It's, I think, ingenious to have this socket set designed to get the filter clamps off the filters rapidly. It saves you so much time and energy out there on your pool route. And definitely check it out. Just go to multi-torque.com and you'll see these sets of sockets that have been out, I think now for, I'm going to say, go out on a limb and say over 20 years now or close to that. They were plastic at first. Now, of course, they're aluminum and they're extremely versatile. It works for just about every filter out there, from the Pentair System 3 filter, or Stayray System 3, I should say, which is owned by Pentair, to the Jandy filters, Hayward filters. All the filters usually will have a multi-torque that will fit it. Just attach it to a high torque drill, and then you can get the clamps on and off the filters extremely rapidly, and it's a great time saver, and it's a great engineered product, and definitely something to look at. If you do a lot of filter cleanings, you should have this in your arsenal for sure. I think one of the best engineered pool poles, and I've been using this since I started in 1988, is a Skimlight Dually. I like the 9018. It's a 6 to 18 tri-pole. I really prefer the tri-poles in my area because it gives you that little extra so that you can vacuum a pool from one side without switching over halfway or partially. It also is great for deep pools, and it's also compact enough that you're not going to break a window or break something in the backyard, although I have done that before, even with a tri-pole. I think it's something that is outstanding as far as the engineering with the cam locks. Now, there is a thing you need to know about the cam locks on the Skimlight Dually, and that is that they lock and unlock in the same direction. What I mean by that is that if you lock it to the right, you can lock the pole into place. You can also lock it to the left and lock the pole in place, but then you may get confused and try to unlock it the wrong direction, which means you're actually double locking it or making it even harder to unlock. And I've done this myself. It's just one of those things where mentally you're going to have to just pick a direction to lock the pole in and unlock it in, because if you do lock it and jam it up a little bit, you have to get a pair of channel locks and unlock it. Not a big deal, and just be aware of that fact. But as far as the locking mechanism, I really like how firmly it locks it in place. Now, again, I'm going to point out that once that cam lock starts to fail, there's a white piece inside the pole that actually acts as what actually locks it in. And if you ever change these, they're okay to change. They're not super easy sometimes to get the pole sections back in, but you can change them. So when the locking mechanism does start to fail, be careful, because you could lose your balance vacuuming a pool and fall in the pool, I guess. But it is a very robust cam locking system. In fact, if you kind of just do some simple math, let's say you have 16 pools and then you lock it, unlock it 5 times per pool, and you do that for an entire month, you're probably unlocking it and adjusting it and locking it about 3,200 times per month. And usually that cam will last you a good 1.5 to 2 years in my experience. And so it's a very robust locking system. It's really fast as well. You can open and close the pole really easily. And to me, it was and probably still is the best engineered locking system on a pole. Now, the cheaper poles try to copy it. They don't do a very good job with it. And some of the even cheaper poles lock up all the time. So if you're looking for the best cam lock pole, and if that's the style you're looking for, in an aluminum pole, I think the Skimlight 9018 Dually is the go-to swimming pool pole for pool service. And I'm kind of torn between these two products as far as leaf rakes go. I do like the Smart Company Piranha 2 leaf rake with the quick flip bag. To me, I think it's a great product. And I like the quick flip bag because you can empty leaf debris out rapidly. And the lip on this is great. It's just an all-around great leaf rake. And it's one of those things where if we use it, you're going to feel how good this leaf rake is. And I really like, again, getting this one. If you're going to do a lot of pools each day, it's a really good size leaf rake too. It's almost, I would consider this one of the perfect size leaf rakes as well for just everyday service. It's not too big. It's not too small. So it's a 17-inch wide frame, and it's also 17 inches deep. So it's actually like a perfect size leaf rake in my opinion. You know, if you have pools with a lot of debris or a little bit of debris, it's going to work fine. And it's light, and it's great for skimming the bottom of the pool to get, coins off the bottom and rocks. But I think the lightweightness of it is also a good factor in the fact that you're not straining yourself using it. So it's well balanced as well. One of the best leaf rakes, I think, is this one here. Again, that's the Piranha 2 leaf rake by the Smart Company. They're the same company that makes the Power Pole. And the leading edge or the lip of it is really easy to change as well. So it's something that you can actually use for a long time and change parts on. The other leaf rake that I like is the Red Baron. Now, I'll say this first, that changing the leading edge is extremely difficult on the Red Baron. You could put it on your dashboard to kind of loosen it up. I put it in my oven to try to loosen it up and still have a lot of trouble changing the parts on it. So really the Red Baron, in my opinion, is a great leaf rake, but once it starts wearing out, I just throw it away and get another one because the parts are really difficult to change. Probably the only drawback with the Red Baron is that the leading edge is really hard to change. If you ever tried it, you know what I'm talking about. And I like the rag bag version. It's very similar to the quick flip version of the Piranha 2, and it's something that I find to be the ideal size leaf rake for a lot of pools here in California. It's a 20-inch leaf rake, so it's 20 by 20. It's a bit larger than the Piranha 2 leaf rake, and why I think the Red Baron is so good is because it's such a well-balanced leaf rake. Even though it's 20 inches by 20 inches, it's light and it's effective, and it's a great way to skim pools. So it's a toss-up, I think. I think the Piranha 2 maybe is a little bit better because you can change parts on it, a little bit smaller, and the leading edge is really good on both of these. Both of these are really well-engineered leaf rakes. The Red Baron's been around forever, and the Piranha 2, I think maybe the last 10 years or so, roughly, maybe a little less or more. But both leaf rakes, I think, are my go-to leaf rakes. I like both of these, and they're great products, and definitely would recommend you try one of these two leaf rakes out. The Red Baron is made by Purity Pool, and they make a lot of different leaf rakes as well. They make the Gator, which is an even bigger one for wind debris cleanup. But the Red Baron is actually very durable as well. If you use it for 8 or 9 months, you're going to probably get a good lifespan out of it. I've got a year with one before I had to throw it away. So it's not like you're getting these every month. It's just a very durable, long-lasting leaf rake. The netting is just well made, so it doesn't wear out or tear very easily. Now be careful of rose bushes when you're walking with these things. Those are like the nemesis of leaf rakes. or dogs that get a hold of them and run around the yard with them in their mouth. Believe me, I've had that happen as well. But under normal use, these leaf rakes are going to last a very, very long time out there on your pool route. Those are some of the products that I think are well engineered. And of course, there's a bunch more. And I'll probably do a follow-up podcast eventually on those products as well. Looking for other podcasts, you can go to my YouTube channel. Every Monday through Friday, I post a podcast there. Also, if you go to my website, swimmingpoollearning.com, on the banner, there's a podcast icon. There'll be a drop-down menu of over 1,700 podcasts there for you as well. And if you're interested in the coaching program that I offer, you can learn more at poolguycoaching.com. Thanks for listening to this podcast. Have a great rest of your week, and God bless. This episode is brought to you by HASA, providing products that deliver clean, healthy water for every aspect of everyday life. The bottom feeder battery-powered vacuum system, portable, powerful, and only weighs 12 pounds. And Skimmer. Get Skimmer, America's #1 pool service software. Podcast listeners can try Skimmer for free at getskimmer.com/poolguy.